Hello to all my viewers, welcome back to another Dwarf Romantic stream. It's Friday night, let's relax with a little bit of Dwarf. I'll just go ahead and get the game set up. That looks about right. So, for anybody wondering, the stream is starting an hour early today because of time zones and the fact that America start their daylight savings time 2 hours after we do. So 2 weeks after we do, rather. So they go back an hour, 2 weeks after we go back an hour. Meaning at the moment, Americans are expecting the stream to start an hour later than it really will. Not such a problem for Dorf, but when I do my Scrabble stream tomorrow, I'll want to start that an hour early because my viewers are mostly American. So good to get in the practice. I am going to start today by trying out the new monthly mode. It's the 3rd of November, so it's a new month. I have already given it one go this month. And that was my score. I got 28th on the leaderboard. Hello, Detention Mr. Potter. I recognise you from the Pancake's Face stream. I don't think I play any of the games that Pancake plays, but I do play this, which is a nice relaxing puzzle game. So thank you for dropping by, and I hope you enjoy. If you haven't seen this game before, the object is to build a little landscape like this out of hexagonal tiles. And you get more points the better connected your landscape is. There is a classic mode where you just build as big of a landscape as you possibly can, which tends to look something like this. But there is also a special monthly mode where there's usually some sort of twist on the game, some sort of challenge. And in this case, you'll notice that this map has houses on it. Typically, you get houses, fields, trees, rivers, railways. The monthly challenge this month doesn't have any houses or any railways. So it's almost as if there's no people at all, except that there are a couple of boats. These boats look a bit confused, I have to say. So the other twist on the monthly mode is you are given this boundary that you have to stick within. The normal game is effectively endless. There is no limit to how far out you can build from your starting tile. But in the monthly challenge, you have to make a perfect hexagon, and the game is over once you fill in every tile. Hello, Chess Bunzo, or should I say, hi Chess, hey Bunzo. Welcome to the stream. We are relaxing with a little bit of Dorf. Thank you for dropping by. And we are trying the monthly mode. I need to try and beat my high score of 15,930. That was my first attempt, so if I can maybe do things a little more efficiently this time, I should be able to get there. I don't think the game sound is coming through. Let me sort that out. That looks like game sound. Okay. 15,930 sounds good. I mean, it's currently 28th place on the monthly leaderboard. My score in the classic mode is much higher. It's 718,000. But there are people who have scores in the millions on that mode. So yeah. The only thing in this in this game that I'm really good at is speed running it. Believe it or not, I have world record on the speed run in 3 out of the 4 categories. But today we are not speed running. We are just relaxing and playing slowly. I'm not sure, Just Bunzo. I would be curious to know how you would cheat at this game. I suppose you could try and do some sort of RNG manipulation to try and get different tiles in the stack. As far as I'm aware, nobody's ever cheated successfully at this game, but you never know. I'm going to put this one here, actually. I'm going to put this one here. And then this one here. One of the tricks of this game is paying attention to which tiles are coming up next. As shown, you can see 3 tiles ahead on this little stack, and planning the placements of your tiles accordingly. So I can see that there's a river tile coming up with a lot of trees on it. I wouldn't want to attach it to this existing river because the trees wouldn't match up with these edges here that don't have trees on them. However, I can put it here instead and then fill in the gap later. So far everything is going to plan. I think probably I will put this one here, have the river end there. Put this one over here. Yeah, this one over here. And this one here. And then I've just left this one gap here, which I will fill with a suitable water tile when one arrives. One of the things I learnt in my first playthrough of this game is, although there are quite a lot of fields, there's not really enough to make anything out of. The fields, they always come in these little ones that are surrounded by trees. So trying to build a big area of fields is sort of a bit pointless. You can never really get going on that. So I'm just going to leave random small fields scattered around the map. If I put that there, I can put that in there. Complete both those quests. Yeah, so this is the tile that gives me a field quest. It wants me to attach 15 more fields to the 2 fields that are already on this tile. So if I place it against this field here, it says I want to attach 14 more fields. I wasn't able to do that in the entirety of the previous game, so I think I just won't bother trying. I end up wasting good tiles trying to complete something that's not really possible. Then I won't bother. We're doing all right on our water quests here. Just wondering, since I know there's several water tiles coming, I don't have to use them all. I like games with tiles, so there is some truth to that, Chesspunzo. I'm a fan of this game. I'm also a fan of Scrabble, as you know. A game which is also played with tiles. And I suppose I'm a fan of board games that are played with tiles as well. So yes, I don't know what it is about tiles that appeals to me, but there's something there. Put this somewhere where I can connect it up. I can't, there's no good putting it on this tiny little forest here because it needs to connect to at least 314 more trees, which is quite a lot of trees. So if I put it here, I can start building a forest out this way. these water quests will eventually connect up to each other. We want to put this piece here and this piece here. We'll start a new river over here. I haven't had... You do get quests like this one here, which has a little arrow on the side of the quest icon, which means you have to close off that feature once you complete it. So you'd have to completely surround this forest with non-forest tiles to close it off. You can get those for rivers as well. None of these have one, but they will come eventually. And when that happens, you need to close off the river. So all ends of the river must end. It must not just continue to the end of the map. So I should plan ahead for that. Now is this one? No, that's still not one. Okay. Eventually, when one of those quests comes, I'm going to put it in a different place to the others, so that I can handle it separately. I just need to fit these in around the water. I think I might, yeah, I'll put this one in separately and then use that as the starting point for the next knot. Should be able to fit these two tiles around here somehow. There we go. Actually, oh yeah, that's... Yeah, I wouldn't be able to complete those quests if I put them both there, so I'll put one over here. You do get rather a lot of water tiles in this monthly challenge. In my first playthrough I found I wasn't leaving enough space for them and I had to sort of expand the area that I was filling with water tiles. I think having two lots of them does make sense. Another thing I'm trying to do this game is keep the fields away from everything else so that they don't interfere. But when you start getting tiles like this that have water and fields on them, there's only so much you can do. I think that one's going to have to go... it can't go... Yeah, it can't go there because it would cut it off. On a normal classic mode map, what you do is you just have an area of the map where you put all the awkward tiles that you don't want to deal with. But when you're constrained to fit everything within a particular space, that doesn't really work because you need to fill in the whole map and you need to optimize the whole map to get a good score. So you can't just sort of ignore part of it and put everything awkward there. So I am waiting for tiles to fill these two gaps, but I know that tiles that fill those gaps are coming. I know there's a lot of water tiles coming. Yeah, I should be finishing this this forest quest as well. Only needs 4 more trees after that tile. I think I'll put this tile towards this quest, and this one towards this quest. This one's got a field on it. Yeah, then I only need 1 more tile, and I'm done. Trying to think of the best way to do it. I think that's fine. That can go there. Yeah, I'm not going to even attempt that quest, I've decided. This is usually a good tile to get, this weird looking thing. It can connect to either water or railways. It's a bit less useful in the monthly challenge because there are no railways, so you don't need to connect them. So it just functions as another bit of water, really. This fits nicely here, but I don't want to end up with a river that's dependent on a field, because we don't get many fields. So I might just send it this way instead. Hello, Ophelia! Welcome in, 12 viewers. Thank you for the raid. Hello to Ophelia6277, Riben87, Harry_GRN, Commandant Herder, Lofaxio, Lana the Panda, and all the other raiders. Thank you very much for choosing my stream as your raid target. Ophelia, you of course know this game. It is one of your favourites as well, Dorf Romantic. And for anyone else who is interested in this game and has not seen Ophelia6277, you must immediately head over there and give her a follow. She is an amazing streamer who has just today got affiliate and has emotes for you to use and other such goodness. I'm sure she will appreciate some more viewers. How did the dorf go, Ophelia? Still working on your classic mode dorf? As you may be able to see, I am currently trying the monthly challenge. So I only have trees and fields and no houses. That seems to be the theme this month. Trees and fields only, and water. You didn't get much further. No, so Ophelia is one of these streamers who likes to chill out and chat with her viewers. So the stream doesn't always involve a huge amount of progress, but that's fine. Sometimes my streams are like that. Depends who's watching and how much the viewers are saying, how much I feel like talking. Often on a Friday I'm a bit worn out from work. My voice isn't the best, so I don't talk that much. Ophelia says tiles were not so good and brain stopped working and anxiety spiked quite a bit. I'm sorry to hear that, Ophelia. Dorf should not be a cause of anxiety, even when you get bad tiles. Dorf should be a relaxing pastime. It has been quite a day, yes. You just got affiliate today, and now you have more subscribers than I do. It just shows how much everybody appreciates your content. Yes, it was an exciting day, Commandant Herder, I agree. Yes, more than me, Ophelia. I've only got about 12 subscribers, and you were at 18 last time I checked. I'm sure you've probably had some more gifts since. There we are, there's Harry showing off one of Ophelia's new emotes. Of course, if any of the Ophelia viewers would like to use Gertrude emotes, of which there are now many, you are more than welcome to subscribe. This piece goes... Oh, it doesn't go there because of the rotation, that's annoying. Still waiting to fill in these gaps, unfortunately. That can go there and I can join it up afterwards. Yes, I had 50 subscriptions in my first month, owing to a very generous gift from Mike Claroni. But I don't think that's indicative of my long-term performance as a streamer. Hello, Luke Ainsworth, another master player of Dorf Romantic. In fact, much better than me. Luke, I think, is currently working on a perfect hard mode Dorf, which is something that's a bit beyond me at the moment. Yes, sorry, I need to sort out my alert volume. They are a little bit loud at the moment. Thank you, Lafaxio, for being cute. It is much appreciated. I don't think I can do another shout out quite so soon, but everybody should also follow Luke Ainsworth if you're a fan of Dorf Romantic, or even just in general. Yes, so I've done one playthrough, Luke, of the monthly mode. That was my highest score, 20. Well, when I started the stream, it was 28th on the leaderboard. Someone else has just finished a run. I'm now trying it again. Yes. So as I say, Ophelia is a very viewer interactive streamer. She will happily engage you in conversation, and sometimes that may come at the expense of gameplay, but that's fine. That's the sort of stream that we expect from Ophelia, and we do appreciate it. Sure, I'll find some water to go there. Yes, hello to everybody. I think I shouted out everybody in the raid who spammed the raid message upon arrival. And to any lurkers from Ophelia, you are also most welcome here. And yeah, you get to see Luke's emotes, including that raving rainbow one there. You were ranked 5 in monthly mode. Okay, so you did slightly better than me, which is to be expected. Last Dorf stream went a bit better progress-wise, but today was just a bit differently for the thing. Yes, so, Ophelia, you weren't getting much done because you were constantly responding to gift subscriptions and stuff, which is a good position to be in, I think. Obviously, things will calm down a bit in future streams. Dustin Dude, welcome in. Thank you for joining me on this Friday evening, and thank you for redeeming Blaha. I will be back in just a moment with a shark. For those of you who have not seen that specific channel point redeemed before, here is Blaha. He is a blue shark. He is very cuddly. And you can redeem him for the low price of 300 channel points. He will now sit and cuddle with me while I try and see what I'm doing because he's in the way of the keyboard. Ophelia said, I was also so worried that people would not get a founder's badge, those that wanted one. Yeah, that is so. It's a good problem to have. Your worry was you were so popular that you would get 10 subscribers before anybody had the chance to notice you were live, which is a good problem to have. But yes, I think the people who always show up to your stream, like me and Harry and Commandant Herder and so on, and Otto, we all got founder badges, which was good. And of course, Ophelia, you have a founder badge for this channel. We are mutual founders, subscribers of each other's channels. Okay, so yes, Luke says the hard mode run has not 100% perfect, it has 98.5% perfects. I think being 98.5% perfect is still pretty good. Just climbed on rank 2 recently with that run. Not bad, not bad. I know you're pushing for that rank 1. I think that's your goal. But I think you do have a 100% perfect run, don't you, in classic mode? Thank you, Ophelia. I think the shark is a bit cuter than I am, to be honest, but thank you. After getting the first million, the first million in hard mode, says Luke, as if, just the first million, that's nothing. Meanwhile, I got to 300,000, I got to 30,000. I got to 30,000 in hard mode, that was a lot of effort. And that's 3%. 3% of the score that Luke managed. And we'll try out an infinite run in hard mode, 100% perfect, yes. Yes, Ablaha, the Faxio. Indeed. Ophelia popular. It is a nice problem to have. Yes, your classic mode's perfect, where you decided to end the run at exactly 1,234,560 points, just to show that you have complete control over the game. Yes, no, Ophelia, I am such a dedicated viewer that I even I went and bought a subscription before you were even live just to make sure I got a founder's badge. You saw one at IKEA a few weeks ago, but it's not cheap. Well, I've had this one a while, so it was possibly cheaper back when I got it. Before it became a thing and started selling out. I think it's probably gained in popularity since then. But yes, everyone should have one. Everyone should have plushies in general. It is a great, I guess, substitute for human interaction. I don't know. It's a nice thing to cuddle when you're feeling a bit lonely. About €60. Yeah, that is slightly more than I paid, although not much more actually. I think the IKEA plushies are quite expensive, to be fair. Yeah, the Faxo is Norwegian. I have a surprising number of Norwegian viewers, actually, I think. Dragon Girl and Helena are Norwegian as well. They drop in from time to time. I didn't miss any chat during all that, did I? No. At that time I was already only the 3rd subscriber. Okay. I'm at risk here of becoming too much like Ophelia. I must actually start playing the dorf again. I notice I'm about to run out of tiles, and that's because I'm not finishing my quests, so I will... I've been trying to keep all the fields over one side, which is why the forest quest isn't finished. But I should actually be finishing it. Just need to decide where best to put this one. That can go there, and then I'll put that one in there. So this finishes 5 quests, gets me 25 tiles. I think I'll be alright with tiles for the time being. Luke has a pillow which works a bit like the plushie but not quite. Detention Mr. Potter moved to Norway 2 years ago. I hope you enjoyed it. It is a very beautiful country from what I've seen. I've never been there personally, but maybe one day I will go there. Ophelia, yes, Ophelia thinks long and hard about every tile placement, and that's why she is a better player than I am. In all respects apart from speedrunning. To be fair, I've only done 2 speedrunning streams. Because Friday is my designated dorf day, and I tend to be a bit exhausted from the work week. I usually want to just relax, play a bit of dorf, rather than worrying about speedrunning. This tile is annoying. There are several exposed fields, but none of them have an empty edge on this side, apart from this one here. So I'll have to put it there. I will try to close off this forest because it has a flag in it, which is an extra quest to complete. Yeah. Come to the slow side. It occurred to me that I haven't yet had a water quest that requires it to be closed off. I think by this time in my last run I had done. Something that's worth pointing out about monthly mode is you do tend to get the same tiles in roughly the same order every time. However, you don't always get the exact same quests. So you can get a quest that requires you to close off an area in one run and then not in the next run. So you can't just decide on a layout you're going to build and build it every time, because the quests might be different. And I think the strategy with this monthly mode, because you've only got this fixed size area, is just try to match as many perfect edges as possible. Ideally get the whole thing perfect, but that doesn't... Towards the end, where you've got limited options for placement, that doesn't really become possible. And try and do as many quests, but the perfect placements score more than the quests, so those should be the focus. And another thing, which I didn't realise at first, because these outside tiles are never surrounded because you can't build out here, you can't get perfect bonuses from them. So this tile will never give you a perfect bonus. You still need to match this edge and this edge, because these 2 edges will give a perfect bonus for this tile and this tile when they're surrounded. But crucially, you don't need to match this edge and this edge. So when you're filling in tiles later in the game, matching this edge only gives you the 10 points for the matching edge. It's not going to matter for perfects because you're never going to place tiles here. So when you're filling things in at the end, it's good to prioritise matching the inner edges rather than matching these side edges. Thanks for nothing, Cloyce. By the way, apologies if you can hear mouse clicking a lot. I have a wireless mouse that I try to use on stream where possible, but it's not working. I don't know if it's... I've changed the battery and it's still like the cursor movement is very jumpy, so I'm not using that. I'm using the clicky one. Sure how many more water tiles I could fit in this area. It might be fewer than 14, in which case I should put this here, but then I need to fill 27 more here, which is a bit much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could probably get 14 here, in which case I'll go there. So here's an example of where it wouldn't be necessary for me to match this edge, and I would still get the maximum number of perfects. I won't, in this instance I have a different place I can put it. I'll do that. But towards the end, that will be important. Luke is a fan of the monthly mode because it's all about those perfects and not having to make ugly compromises. I agree. Yes, not having railways, I think helps with. There are far fewer instances where you have to compromise, except for right at the end. When you've only got 1 or 2 spaces left on the board, then if you don't get something that fits in one of those spaces, then you haven't got anywhere to put it. A lot of big forest quests now. Hopefully there's enough space here for this many trees. Guess we'll find out. One thing I'm doing this time that I didn't do in my first run is I'm trying to keep one forest that's just trees and then have the trees and fields in a separate area. I don't know if that's good or not. It's usually a good strategy in classic mode to keep those types of tiles separate because it makes it easier to find somewhere to put one. I don't know on a map this size if that helps or not. This piece is annoying. Let's go there. I think we'll probably get a field tile that fits there at some point. Yeah, I can only fit 13 more water towers in here. I can't fit 16, which I'd need to do with this. So this one will have to go over here. I'm sure I will get another 28 water towers before the end, but if we don't, then you always end this game with this mode, you always end with at least some quests that can't be completed, because it's constantly giving you new quests, and eventually you just run out of space. So it's not the end of the world if you've got uncompleted quests. A lot of forest tiles with only one bit of tree on them. To do this and then have some trees here at some point. I've decided not to bother with the field quests because they just seem too big for the number of fields you get. Like, I think you'd have to, even if I put every single field I've had so far connected, which is impossible because most of them are just these little ones, that still wouldn't be 27 fields. So that quest is very difficult. I'm not bothering with it. If I cut this off, do I still have enough tiles? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, exactly the right number. As long as I fill in all of these with water, this quest will complete. So that's good. Okay, I should probably stop surrounding this square and go and put this piece somewhere else this time. Like to cut off this forest to close it, but I still need to put quite a lot more trees in, so this is also an awkward situation. Going to turn up the music slightly. I think it's a bit quiet today. There we go. Let me know if anything's too loud or too quiet. I know that water tiles don't have to connect to water. I can just put them somewhere like here and they'll connect to the empty land and that's fine. But when you've got big quests like this, I want to count every tile towards the water if I possibly can do that. Okay, this is another quest, and yeah, this quest I can't put here because it would actually be broken immediately. So I'll have to connect it over here somewhere. It also wants me to close it off afterwards, but that's probably not happening. We can loop round here. There's enough water tiles coming to be able to do that. Now this one's more of a problem. Won't complete anywhere. So I think I'll just put it here. Try and complete everything I get. Hello, the RE77. Welcome to Friday Night Dorf with Emma. We started an hour early today because time zones. Because I'll be starting the Scrabble an hour early tomorrow as well. Just until the Americans shift off of daylight saving time and get back in sync with the rest of us. So, apologies if you're expecting it to start later. But thank you for dropping by, and I hope you enjoy. We are just attempting to beat our score in the Dorf Romantic Monthly mode. I feel like we're probably not going to, because we're only just over half our previous score, and we've covered a lot more than half the map, but we'll find out. Unfortunately, these pieces have not materialised, which I thought they would do. Maybe having just one water area was a better idea. We've got almost all perfect placements though, which is not too bad. Continue with aiming to close off this area, although I might have to put some more trees down just to make up the total. This is always nice to see when you do something like this. You get a full ring of 6 perfect placements around your perfect tile. That's the best feeling in this game, I think. Not sure. I'm in a bit of a mess here. I might not get a tile that fits there. I might not be able to surround this, close this area off either, because I'm going to get more water tiles that are going to have to extend to the edge of the map, I think, so that might not be possible. We'll see. We are nearly done on this area, we've just got 2 more spots to fill in. I'm fairly confident we'll get tiles that fit there before the end of the game. I probably shouldn't have put this tile here. I was going to try and fit the tile like that in there and then it didn't work. So put it over here. I need to think how these are going to connect. I think I'll just have 3 lake tiles here. So rivers I'll put somewhere else. So that's going to be the quest. 59 more tiles. Yeah, I think maybe it would have been better to have 1 big area of water instead of 2. It would have been easily done, it would have just meant having that connect. I think that might have led to more quests. Generally in this game, it's certainly in classic mode, you want to close off areas after a while to stop them getting bigger and bigger and bigger with more and more quests, because then the quests just get harder and harder. Maybe not really time for that effect to matter in this mode. I mean, yes, the quest will be higher, but there's not room to have more than 2 water areas, and having 2 just means that you split your available tiles in half. It's probably not better, actually. put this field tile? I'm not sure. Go here. There are going to be more awkward fields coming. This is the awkward field tile area of the map. Do need to consider how I'm going to link this. So, oh, actually, there's a little, there's a sharp bend tile coming up. I might use that sharp bend instead. In which case I can do that. Yeah, and then we just need to find one tile that fits there. Is that the best solution? I don't know, probably not. With all these trees around, you'd think I'd have somewhere to put this tile. Technically there, but no. Still waiting for this tile as well. I think I'll give up on surrounding this area. It's not realistically going to work. But I won't give up on surrounding these trees, even if it means failing this quest. I should be able to do the other quests. I need to make sure I don't accidentally let the forest extend onto this. If it goes to this edge, then it's impossible to close it. That works. I'll wait and see what tile I get that fits there before I decide what to put here and here. Assuming I have time to wait. The map is getting quite full now. I might have to accept a tile like that eventually, but I won't do that yet. The game does seem very fond of this tile. It's just given me the same tile twice in a row here. It's not a very convenient tile to deal with, really. that's the version that fits there, which is good. Those previous two tiles are sort of mirror images of each other. I think I am going to need more space for water, so I'll put some water tiles along here. Connect this up. Can I still close off this forest? I think I can still close off this forest. It relies on getting the right tiles, but it's still doable. Like that, and then that, and then that. And then that will have enough to complete the quests, apart from that one. Yeah, I think that's fine. Never managed to find that tile, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think there is a place for this one, so I'll have to accept a few imperfect edges. But I can do something like this, and this edge doesn't matter so much because this tile would never have been perfect anyway. Also, I don't think I'm getting 59 placements. This one is also very annoying. This might be the first time I can't connect a perfect edge on the inside of the map. Because I just didn't leave a space for a field that big. Oh well. Put it there. Okay, we get that piece, which is good. Now we just need a piece with two forests on to close off this forest. Okay, yeah, that's not going to be enough to complete that quest. Okay, we need two more forest tiles here then. The next one will fit here, and then we need one to close it off here and here. That should be doable. This piece is not the one we want because it goes off in 3 different directions. This one is okay. It goes off in 2 different... Yeah, okay. So we just need to close the forest in 2 points. And I'll do that to make sure the river doesn't come in here. Hello, Pro Stoic. Thank you for dropping by. I'm doing my usual Friday night Dorf romantic. Very happy that you could join me. Also, say hello to my little friend. I'm not sure if you've seen the Blaha before, Pro Stoic. But if you haven't, for just 300 channel points, you can make me cuddle this plushie. I need to buy more plushies actually. I wonder if I got a whole set of them, then the redeem could rotate through which one I have. Or you could specify, you could have a viewer request for a specific plushie. Need to build up a collection first. Okay, that's not quite how I envisaged that connecting, but it technically works. I can join that up that way. Okay, there are actually no pieces left that don't... Nothing left on the river that doesn't require something on the tile next to it, so I would have to put this here. But I've got a blank tile coming up which can go there. Don't think there's anywhere for a blank tile either. So I think I'm just going to put this here and accept there's 2 imperfect placements, because I do want to finish this. Next time I'll try and avoid creating that situation near the start. So yeah, we're at the end of the game. We're getting pieces that don't connect properly anywhere. Still 2,000 points off our score, so we might not get there, unfortunately. So apologies, I made the mistake of doing an off-stream run to get a feel for what the map was like, and then that turns out to be my best score. That's a bit silly, isn't it? But oh well. I'll say that this one's not coming either. Let's take at least take solving the quest on that one. And then for these other ones, we just need to find the best place for it, the place that matches the most edges. Maximize our score. So there is not a very good place for it. There is not a very good place for it. Some places aren't too bad. Since this edge doesn't matter for perfect, put it there. I'm just hoping I get 2 more tree pieces that close this off. Otherwise I have to put something completely unrelated here to do that. What have we got coming up? We've got 2 more big tree pieces coming up, so they're not going to work there. And we've got, okay. I could put a river piece here. Should force the game to generate another river piece, which would then close it off. Or cause me to game over if it didn't generate it in time, which is always amusing. This piece is already not perfect, so we'll place it like that. At least that piece is perfect. Of course, it chooses this time to give us a quest for 51 fields. Of course. And there's definitely nowhere good for that one. Unless I want to put it here to force this closed. But I still think I can maybe keep that area a bit more precise. Use this area as the area that's not going to be perfectly placed. That's actually a very good fit. I was thinking of putting this here. Oh, it doesn't constrain that piece anyway. No, I'll put it here. That. Okay, it doesn't really do what we want. Since that edge is less important, I'll put that there. Get 2 perfect from it at least. Okay, yeah, I could constrain this by putting that there. There's no guarantee it would match a tree though. Oh. Okay, that was a mistake. I didn't realise this quest, I didn't realise this area had gone over 34 water tiles, so this quest failed. It's a bit embarrassing. Oh well. It's not the end of the world. And then, yeah, it's just completely nonsensical things like throwing us an all trees tile. We can't match anywhere good. Still hoping for 2 tiles to fit there and there. This somewhat fits. We could do this, of course, and accept the one. Yeah, looking at the number of tiles left, I think I might do that for that one. Now we're down to our last 7 tiles. I don't think we're going to score another 1,000 points. So, yeah, we tried. Any of these placements any good at all? Not really. It would be nice to complete that quest. Hello, Matcha Catcher! Thank you for joining me for my Friday night dorf. Everybody is saying hi and then lurking, but I think that makes sense for this sort of stream, so that's fine. Of course, if you do want to chat about things, I am more than happy to do so. Hello, Strategy! Another proud owner of the Gurchy Founder badge. Welcome and enjoy the stream. Yes, Ophelia says it very correctly. Dorf is a lurker-friendly game. But as you know, Ophelia, it's also a chatting with viewers-friendly game. Because you certainly do a lot of that. Right, I've actually, at the last minute almost, I've finally got a tile that has the exact correct characteristics to fit here. I knew that quest was going to fail, but that completes those 2 flag quests, as well as being perfect. We've only got 2 tiles left. So I'll put this one here, maximise the number of edges it matches. And then, yeah, it's going to skip tiles until it gets us this. I've got no choice for how I rotate this, so there we go. So in the end I was only 300 points short of my high score. I was helped a bit by that forest at the end. Yeah, well, it's my second best one. What I'm going to do now is switch over to what I was working on last week, which was my attempt at a 100% perfect classic world. It wasn't that one, was it? No, that was my don't rotate any tiles world. It was this one. So this should say, yeah, perfect placements is currently 100%, and I hope to keep it that way without running out of tiles. Ophelia says, sorry for just disappearing. You know I'm here and need to let you make progress and not slow down to my pace. Ophelia, you absolutely do not need to worry about me making progress. That's fine. If you want to talk, you can. But I know it's getting late for you and you might be settling down to go to bed. So that's absolutely fine as well. Hello, DragonGirl_89. Those of you in the chat who are Norwegian, and I know there's at least 2 of you, may be interested to know that DragonGirl89 is a fellow Norwegian. And also, Dragon, welcome in and enjoy the dorf. Strategy is feeling mildly bad because you looked it up more and had to backtrack on balm/bat because you don't know how to Google search correctly. Is this a reference to the conversation we were having in last week's Scrabble stream about the correct term for a bread roll in different regions of the UK? Because yes, balm and bat were 2 of the options. But you really don't have to feel bad about that strategy. Sometimes the internet can be misleading. Ophelia is so. Ophelia, what is the cause of this anxiety? Hopefully it's not the dorf. It's not that you got awkward tiles. So is it the pressure of being an affiliate and having all those new subscribers? Or is it health problems? Have you been having a headache again? Hello, Commandant Herder. You'll tell me off stream. That's fine. That makes sense. Commandant Herder, you are quite right. We all want Ophelia to feel loved. Pretend, Ophelia, that you are the shark. That is how we feel. Anyway, drag things back to Dorf Romantic. When we left off, we were in this situation. Apart from a couple of awkward holes, we are doing quite a good job of maintaining perfect placements everywhere. Except that the railways and the rivers inevitably start going a bit weird at the edges. I think I ended the stream because I didn't see a good place for this forest tile. I suppose here is okay. This awkward. Once you get to a certain point, I feel like it's easier to think about tile placements because you've sort of cordoned off a separate area of the map for each type of tile. Awkward at the moment because I've only got 6 quests running and 3 of them are rail quests. So I'm really dependent on getting, well, actually 4 quests, but this one is a big one. I'm really dependent on getting railway pieces. And I do think some classic mode games can just run out of steam purely due to not getting enough of the right type of tile for the quests. This fits in a lot of nice places, but I'm wondering if I try and preserve this 5 quest, which means placing 5 more tiles before I connect this up. So I'll just try and link 5 tiles together down here. These railways, I need to complete this. I'll then have 2 flag quests on the railway as well, so I want to think about closing this off. I made the mistake of building this railway into here. So I can't just go 1 placement here, 1 placement here, 1 placement here, close off the whole thing because of this railway. So I think I need to go like this and then get an end piece, or I could go like that, join this, and then try and get an end piece, or try and close that off. That works as well. Yeah, I'll do that. Just the pressure of it all being perfect is like, if it didn't have to be perfect, I'd have just put any railway bend piece here by now to get the quest. Can't do that. I never like it when you've got a river and a railway on the same tile. It's always a recipe for disaster. If I put it here, I might be able to make use of both things. That will extend this bit of loop even further, unfortunately. Well, I could go here, get to there. Try that. These houses have got themselves a nice little lake. That's going to raise the property value. Oh yeah, believe it or not, I need to close off this field. So I should start thinking about how I'm going to do that. That's progress towards it of a sort. Yeah, I think every field piece that can be progressed towards closing off this field probably should be, because that's going to give me another 20 tiles, which I do really need at the moment. So I maybe start placing tiles round it like this. That can go there. I will need to fill in this tile, of course, before I can completely close it off, which will be annoying. Again, in a non-attempt at perfect placements game, that would be something where I would just accept any piece there. Game has decided to give us a 4th rail quest, which we could do without. If I put this here, I can put 2 more tiles here, finish that quest, then I can start hooking everything together, and this still remains relatively easy to complete because it just needs a water tile with 1 tree inside. That's my theory and I'm sticking to it. Apologies, by the way, if anyone can hear fireworks in the background. Those in the UK, this is, well, the 5th of November is the date, but it's the weekend of the 5th of November now. It's the time where we let off fireworks. Not like the Americans who do it in July. We do it to celebrate the fact that somebody didn't manage to blow up the Houses of Parliament many centuries ago. Very good for this piece. Let's use it to close off fields. I was trying to avoid houses over here, but I could stick some houses on the edge for the sake of closing off tiles. I think that's okay. I didn't really want this to go this far, it's kind of a bit of a mistake. Okay, I would like 2 straight pieces here rather than this piece, which would make it difficult to connect. So I'll use this somewhere where it's going to be more helpful. There. Okay, then we just need 2 more here, which I think we're about to get. Is that doable? Try and... The more I play this game, the more I sort of mentally make a note of what tiles tend to come up. And then try to leave gaps that are possible to fill with tiles that I know I'm expecting. this here. Put that there. Now we're freed of the constraint on this. We can connect that up and get that quest as well. Hello, Ruby. Welcome to the stream. Meow to you too. Glad you had fun Halloween, Ruby. Both your outfits were absolutely amazing, I have to say. The shark is already out. Yes, we had a redeem of Blaha from Dustin Dude an hour ago. Although the redeem does technically say that I only have the Blaha out for half an hour. It's nice and warm and cuddly, so I haven't put it down yet. Well, it was quite a rough day at work actually, Ruby, but no, that's not the reason I have the shark. The shark is a redeem for the low price of 300 channel points. And I need to come out with more redeems. This has been my most successful channel point reward because almost every stream people are asking for the shark. Although the that one I've had a bit of fun with as well. Somebody clipped my stream at a point where somebody redeemed the woof, and another streamer shouted me out like 3 weeks later. And they had software on their stream where when you shout out someone, it plays a random clip from their featured clips. And it played that clip, and the streamer thought that the dog was barking like where they were. So it was designed to foil people who were playing Woogles, but it's actually managed to foil a completely unrelated streamer who was shouting me out. I don't need to put every single piece of field here. There's a better place for it. I can always put it in a better place. But sometimes there isn't a better place for it. This might be one of those times. See, here is okay, but I don't want to limit what will go here to connect these water pieces. My water is all still a bit fragmented at the moment. Oops, I didn't mean to undo that. That was a misclick. Heading into Ophelia territory here, spending a very long time debating where to place each tile. It would just be nice if I could close off a bit and put it there. This forest needs to get bigger anyway for this quest, so something like this is fine. I do like what I've created here. These houses have got a little bit of a lake. Usually I try and keep all the water together because it makes doing the water quests easier. But this time we have a lake. to completely surround this field with everything that the sort of orange highlights that show up when I mouse over this flag. Every one of those tiles needs to be filled in. Because we're trying to do a 100% perfect challenge run, they all need to be filled in perfectly. That makes sense to go there. I might as well finish this quest. Some more tiles. And didn't heard her doing the woof there. I've been waiting so long for this tile, and I'm just never quite getting one that works. It also doesn't work there. Quite often in this game you get a tile, you look at it, you think, oh, that would be useful. And then as you work round the board, you realise, or round the map, you realise it's not useful at all. In fact, you've got nowhere good to put it. This is another such tile. Well, this one didn't look useful to start with, but definitely nowhere good to put it. Happens it gets to live on the island of useless tiles that I'm making over here. This is a perfectly good tile, it just needs to not connect to this existing field area. I'd like to start a new field area for next time I get a field quest. Finally. So it doesn't matter that there's water on this tile, it doesn't have to connect to water. It counts as a perfect placement if it connects to land as well. But we can do that. And then we can do that. And isn't that neat? Almost as if I planned it that way. Hello, Zando Toaster. For those of you who have not watched one of Zando's streams before, they do tend to be, they're not on the same time zone as me, so they might be a bit late for you or a bit early for you, depending on who you are and where you're from. But Dorf is one of the games that Zando Toaster plays. So I think that's enough for a shout out. He can also be found playing Spyro, and in fact being very good at Spyro and speedrunning Spyro. fan of other games. A friend of yours bought this game after seeing you stream it, so I've successfully inspired at least 2 sales of this game. That's good to hear, Zando. Let me put this bit of hair over this side and see if it behaves itself any better over there. Yes, it's good to know that people appreciate the games I'm playing. To do with this piece. Probably just this. Do you know where the name Dorf Romantic comes from? So it's a German game. It's by a German publisher, and Dorf is German for village, and romantic is German for romantic. So Dorf Romantic means romantic village, and I don't know if it's that romantic to live near a railway line that does this, but I don't really see the appeal. I'd like to live somewhere like this, maybe just if it had slightly better road access. It does look quite idyllic, I would say. Yes, I do have actual Germans in the chat who can clarify this. Developed by 4 students in Berlin. Yes, and it's quite a quirky game. I like the fact that you can build a train line that just does this, and the poor train driver just has to spend all day going round and round, never getting anywhere. Wondering why this railway exists, what possible use it could have. Anyway, where was I? Sorry, it's easy to start daydreaming with this. Yeah, I need to expand this forest to have the quest, but I don't want to block off any of this or this. And I need one with a house on to block that off. Just go there for now. Oh, actually, this next tile is another forest quest, so I can make these 2 tiles work together a little bit by doing something like that. Go there. I think this is okay for closing off this area because here, at the moment I need a tile that has fields on 2 edges, whereas if I do this, now I just need a field on 1 edge to close it off, so that does actually make progress towards closing the area. Other forest quest. Still haven't found a railway that has a tree in exactly this spot, which is the spot I needed to have a tree. I probably shouldn't have put that piece there, but I wasn't really thinking at the time. Yes, Luke is very correct. The game and the board game version of the game have both won awards in Germany. Very well deserved awards, in my opinion. I'll start building this one out to try and get this next quest. I think I have. If I just apologies to everybody who is enjoying the Blaha. I'm going to put him down for a minute. I think I have the Dorf game. For those of you who have not seen it before, this is the Dorf Romantic board game, which I can recommend to anybody who enjoyed the video game version. I am not sponsored by Pegasus Spiele. I just like the game. Now I believe I bought this version when it was first released. It was only available in German, so I did wait until it was available in English before I bought it. However, I believe there's since been a new version released that has like a windmill prop in it. My version does not have the windmill, so I might have to get the new version soon. But it does have a selection of hexagonal tiles with houses and water and fields and trees on them, much like the game. Your Dorf Romantic board game is still original packaged. Well, yeah, I decided I wanted to actually play mine, so I did open it and open up all the bits. I think it does quite a good job of retaining the feel of a video game in board game form. You have achievements and certain pieces, some of the tiles in the game are locked at first. You can't use them, they're in a separate little pack. So you have to complete an achievement before you can open the pack and use those extra tiles. And there are quests, the same as there are quests in this game. You put down little quest markers and then you complete them. Obviously you don't get to build on quite the scale as you can build in the video game. I don't think many people would have a playing area big enough to do that. I think there's about 100 tiles in here. I suppose if I do buy the version with the windmill, I could combine them for an extra large board game Dorf. I hadn't thought of that. Well, you can play the board game infinitely if you keep buying new boxes every time you run out of tiles, which I'm sure Pegasus Spiele would love for you to do. But unless you do that, no, you can't play it infinitely. Waiting for this tile? And this looks like it's the right shaped tile, but it actually isn't. The gap of one, the gap of two edges are on the wrong sides. Which is unfortunate. We are making slow progress towards closing this off. This is not the right type of piece. To put it somewhere else. Let's just put it here. Sorry, I'm just going to try and convince my hair to behave itself. Welcome to Hairstyling with Emma. Emma's first piece of advice: don't let male pattern baldness wreak havoc on your hairline and then decide you're transgender. Like, get on the hormone replacement to stop it happening earlier in life before you have this problem. That would be my advice to you. That concludes Fashion Tips with Emma. We have a house quest again. Your phase of long hair is over. Yes, that's fine. I need all the help I get to look feminine, so I kind of have to have long hair at this point. Thank you for the lurk. I hope you enjoy your lurk. Maybe just go there. Actually, I don't like the tile that I'm creating by doing that. What is that? Oh, okay, yeah. That's okay because this tile covers it, so I'm not waiting for one. As long as I can immediately fill in the mess I've created, it's less of a problem. Similarly with these rivers, if I can create a situation where all the gaps that I need to fill in are fillable with plain water tiles that don't have anything around them, then that makes it a lot easier to fill in the gaps, if you like. So that piece we decided needs to go there. This is ideal to go here, but I still need to put more tiles on that first. We just put it over here, out the way. Over here. Lots of places this is almost a good tile, like here, and here, and here, and here. It doesn't actually fit perfectly on any of them, and unless it fits perfectly, that's no good. Well, that is annoying. It'd be a place I'd want to remove just one house, I suppose, there. Progress on filling this in. The things I find myself doing in this game is going round the whole map trying to find a good place for a tile, and then if I don't find one, I realise I'm going round the map again. As if maybe a spot would have revealed itself the second time around, but it never does. Can't do that because it's an exact number quest, so I need to finish this first before I can connect. So let's make as much progress towards that quest as we can. Could actually finish it with this tile instead, which would not connect the two areas of housing, so it doesn't break that quest. Check there's nowhere better for this tile first. I think, yeah, we're waiting for one up here. Yeah, this is probably a better place for it. Try and fill everything in neatly. As soon as we get this quest finished, we can put the tile here. Ooh, finally get that one. Okay, we're down to just 5 more spots before this closes, and that will be good. That will get us another 20 tiles, which we are starting to need. I think I might, yeah, I think I'll just have to fail this quest, because there's no way I'm connecting this without this as well. It wasn't very well planned out, so that's necessary, but it completes that one. We do want this end piece because we want to close this flag. So we need a piece there, and then we need this to be closed. So we'll use that end piece there. We'll get pieces to fill this in, that's fine. No, my hair is still not behaving. Such is life. Uh, 186 houses. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to close off this area of houses and start a new area so that my quests would be smaller. Maybe I can still connect this, but I was planning to. All I need to do is close off that one house there and this bit here, and it would be done. Oh, and this is needed for 2 quests actually, which is awkward. So I think we'll attach it to this area. Is this the piece to go here? No, it's the backwards version of it still. We can complete the quest though. Now I need exactly 4. I need a tile with exactly 4 houses on to complete this quest now. Or, a tile with 3 and a tile with 1 or something like that. I can't place a tile like this with 5 houses on, it just fails immediately. I have to find somewhere else for this. I usually use my water stations on the water. I do occasionally use them here. The reason to not use it here is I want to close off this railway, and if you use one here, it will consider, even though it looks like the railway's closed off, because you could potentially add a branch on one of these 2 tiles, it will consider it not closed off. So for that reason I'm not going to put any railways here, any of these here. I might put it here. I just like the idea that we're building this chain of stations with this tiny little railway on them. If I make one here as well, I can make a whole loop of them. mean, this has 3 houses on. I didn't really want forests over here though. I can't do it there because then this becomes very difficult to complete. I'll put it here and get a house tile with 1 house on it to go there. Something. We'll have 2 flags on this forest, so I do want to think about maybe closing off this forest and then starting another one for the next forest quests. Just something to think about whenever I get a tile that looks like this, because that can be used for closing off forests. Let's do that. Coming up to 2 hours here, but I'll keep going with the dorf for a little bit longer. People are enjoying it. Sure, I remember somewhere I needed 2 houses, and I can't remember where it was now. Not there. Oh, it was here. There we go. The tricks, as your map gets bigger, your memory has to improve with this game, because you have to mentally keep track of where are the spots where I need a very specific tile to close it off. And then you have to remember that you need that tile, and then when you get it, you have to go back and find it and use it. How did the monthly challenge go? So I only had time for 1 run of the monthly challenge this stream, and it was... my score was worse than the score I got when I played it off stream. Yesterday, so I didn't get a new PB, unfortunately. I was close, so it wasn't too bad. If I put this here, it just needs 1 more to complete the quest, which is quite convenient, so I'll do that. Ideally I want this to be a loop just long enough to satisfy this 13 quest, and then I start another new railway over here somewhere. Oh no, I was putting new fields over here. We're going to have a field area over there. There's our house quest done, so we can now link that up in future. Yeah, I actually quite find myself struggling with these monthly challenges, the ones where you have to build into a constrained area. My last placements are all over the place and don't achieve anything. So I possibly just didn't plan far enough in advance. Because it seems like other people have managed to get much better scores in that situation. How do I feel about fields? Somebody you know doesn't like them. So, I think it depends on where you live, how realistic these fields look, because where I live, not every field is full of bright yellow crops, but a large number of them are. So this isn't a million miles off from what it would really look like, except you don't usually have random houses in the middle of the field. And in terms of gameplay, obviously the fields are no easier or harder than the houses, the trees, or the the houses and trees. The one thing to note is about fields, houses, and trees: you never get a tree quest with an exact number of trees on it. It's always a plus. Therefore, trees are the easiest thing to use in the game. Houses and fields are sort of joint. Easy to use because you can get exact number quests, but especially if you just build an area of just that tile, it's fairly easy to make connections. The hardest tile to use in the game is definitely the railroad piece, because it will only connect to other railroad pieces or the stations. Water is kind of the same, but with water you have rivers which will only connect to other rivers, but you also have these lakes, and the lakes can connect to either rivers or plain tiles. There's no railway equivalent of a lake. So railway is hardest, then lake, then field and house, then tree is easiest. But in terms of pure aesthetics, I can see why somebody might not like the fields. I don't know who that could possibly be, Ophelia. I can understand why someone wouldn't like them. One thing I should note is I tend to play the game with the optional biomes all turned off. I find it easier for me personally, especially on a large map like my big classic mode map. I find it easier to see where tiles need to go when they all look the same. But you can enable a whole variety of different themes, and if you enable them all at once, then they all take effect in different parts of the map. So you can see the theme that's been applied here is very different to what's over here, or over here, or over here. Here it's winter. The fields have gone grey, and the houses have white roofs. Over here, the fields have lavender in them. Yes, it does also save performance if you turn the biomes off. But yeah, so if fully yellow fields aren't to your liking, you do have the option of enabling only the lavender biome, and then most of your fields would be purple. You can also do this, which gives you blue fields and pink trees. So I don't know, Ophelia, if you prefer this colour scheme. To me it just looks wrong, it looks like everything's the wrong colour. The biggest problem I have with doing something like this is if you look in the bottom right corner of my screen, you'll notice that the preview tiles are not using the theme. So this field is still yellow and these houses are still red. So then it becomes much more difficult, I find, to match the tile you're getting to the map in order to place it. So I don't like having it set like this, although it's nice as a change to have the different theme. I do like the stations in this theme. My issue, says Ophelia, is more that they look like actual tiles, as in tiles in the bathroom. The art is so different. Yeah, that's true. Although your bathroom is a bit wonky, Ophelia. I love the window. I love the design of the individual objects in the Sakura theme. I love the windmill design, and I love the station design. It's just a bit impractical for actual gameplay. I'm going to show you all the station designs. This one is special. All the others are sort of recolouring of the same thing, but this is the enchanted theme where it's night and the houses have their lights on, and the trains look like this. Then you have the fjord biome where the ground is all grey, the houses are all bright red. This is perhaps more unrealistic because you wouldn't get crops like this growing where there is no... If grass doesn't grow naturally, it's too cold for crops like this to survive. Then you get lavender biome you've seen is just the normal one but with pink fields. This one's called Blossom, which is weird because the trees don't have blossom on in this theme like they do in the Secure theme, but they do. You get the stations with pink roofs, and everything's just a bit brighter compared to the standard one. Standard is that. So this is what I actually play with on most of the time because it's a bit easier to see. And then midwinter, everything is white, but it's not that cold because the lakes haven't frozen. The water is still blue and the boats are still sailing, so yeah, it's midwinter somewhere relatively mild. Anyway, let's return to the game. Ophelia says, yeah, more like stone tiles. Yes, that's a good point, Ophelia. I could see your paving stones in the garden would look like this. This one has some weeds growing in the cracks. Maybe I could try to pretend that they're just big stones and it's only about making patterns. Yes, I mean, really this game is just pattern matching. It doesn't actually matter what the tiles are, you just need to match the same tile with the same tile. Right, if I put that there, then I have closed off every single edge of this field. Apart from this annoying one, I'm still waiting for this exact tile, and when I created this hole, I was sure that that exact tile was going to come. Oh, this, what, the dead tree in the field? Yeah, so all the special tiles with a thing on them, so the windmill, the dead tree, the water with a beaver dam, things like the bears in the forest, although I can't, oh, there's one, yeah, the bear, the tile with the bear on it. Those are all rewards for completing, well, rewards, they're like achievements. I have almost all of them. I don't have that one and that one. But yeah, well, you can see on here some examples of what the rewards look like. The fountains in the towns, clock towers, water wheels, wolves, bears, polar bears for the heavyweight. But a lot of the special tiles are tied to certain biomes. So for example, the polar bear will only appear in the midwinter biome. So at the moment you won't see it, but you will see the dead tree. Yes, I have a big class. I mean, you don't actually need to make a big map in order to get all of the rewards. And the hardest reward to get that I had was the 250 tiles without rotating one. But I did manage that on a fresh map. I didn't have to use my big map. The ones I haven't got are actually... This is just finishing more sessions with a score of 5,000. So that is actually easier to get if you play lots of little maps rather than one big one. Yeah, this is finding the hidden quests. I need to find 9 more of them. There's actually one that I'm not far away from. I might start building towards that. Might need to do only dorf streams for a while. Make that your brand. Slowly. I do apologise, everybody, for that. I jokingly gave Ophelia the nickname Slowphelia after a stream where we had, I think, an hour of chatting and I think 1 dwarf tile was placed in that time. This was right after I'd done my speed run, so it was quite a contrast in play style. Wondering whether to close this off like this or use this tile to start a new railway. I think I might actually start a new railway because this one has fixed size quests on it and I will want to make a larger quest at some point. Do that. I'll need to get a one with the house on, but that's okay. That will happen eventually. This is my new field quest now, 146 field there. It's a shame. If I just managed to close off this field, that quest would be a lot smaller, but I'm just one tile off. But that's the idea, have another field section over here. Get more quests for more tiles means the game keeps going longer. Ophelia says it's a fitting nickname most of the time. I'm right. A bit faster sometimes. The last few streams you managed to do about 5 kgs. That's very true, Ophelia. Today was different, and the last stream was a bit different. I think it depends on how you're feeling as well. You haven't been feeling too good the last few streams. You've even had to cancel some streams, and that's completely understandable. And yes, sometimes then it's just better to sit and chat. Not spend 35 minutes frantically scoring 25,000 points as fast as you can, like I did in my speedrun. That was nerve-wracking just because I don't know if you actually saw that speedrun, Ophelia, but I was literally like one tile off from failing. Because of course I was placing them fast, so I wasn't really planning it out. And I was very, very close to wasting the whole run and not getting to 25,000 points. I just barely got there. But that's good because it meant I got the right balance between taking my time versus playing quickly. And I don't know. It seems unlikely that anyone will ever beat that run, to be honest, because there's not much interest in running this game. And so it would really only be if I went back and did a faster time, which I do plan to return to speedrunning Dorf. Have some more attempts at the lower point total runs, because I don't have the record for the 2,000 point category yet, so that would obviously be nice to get. But then just see if I can improve my times in the other categories. This is definitely becoming our big field area. Full of big fields, as the name suggests. I'll try and focus on closing this forest. By the way, still haven't found this tile. 3 trees, 3 fields. I'm hoping it exists. It's been there since about 10 minutes into this playthrough, because this is the first tile that was placed here, so it's very close to that tile. I am hoping that I haven't miscalculated and that tile does exist and this is possible. I haven't completely ruined the run. Going to have a hole there forever. Hoping not. Okay, I see this tile. It's now revealed what it is because I've built closer to it, and it has trees on it. So it's going to be a tree quest, and I don't want to join it onto this forest. I want to close this forest off to get these flags. So I need to start a new forest to connect to this. And I've got some trees over here, so I might as well do that. I'll put these trees, I'll put this here, and then I'll build over to here. And then I'll be able to see that quest. That'll be nice. Yeah, this one is close to what I need. This is 3 trees and 3 fields. It's just they're not arranged half on each side, which is what I want. You want to continue with those quests on your map, but it's getting complicated as you need to close other areas first. Yes, definitely. I find that on my big map as well. I think there's about 10 of them that I can see the tile, but I haven't built to it yet because I've got to do other things first. That fits there though. Ooh, this is a... If I wasn't trying to close it off, I'd be tempted to put this here, but I am. So it's going to have to go over here. This railway is becoming more complicated than I thought. We got our quest. We're going to end this session today with more tiles than we started with, which is a good sign. Early on in classic mode, your main priority is not losing your tile stack, because then you lose the game. I don't really want a house quest here, otherwise I continue towards that forest. I do want house quests to be over here where all the houses are. Now this is annoying because it doesn't quite fit here, but it's only 4 off. So I don't want to put it here and then build towards it, because it might take me more than 4 houses to connect them. So I think I'm going to have to put this here and then just try and surround this forest. Speaking of surrounding forests, I just need to do that here. Let's start with that tile. These little bits of forest, I'll just try and close this whole gap and then expand the rivers down here. Yeah, I think this is going quite well. Let me just check I haven't accidentally done an imperfect placement. Okay, yeah, so, that's convenient. Nice round number. 200 perfect placements, exactly. All fully surrounded tiles are perfect. Still too early to tell whether this run is good enough to be an endless run, but it's certainly my best run so far with all perfect placements. This tile is going to be relegated to the awkward tiles area. It's proving too awkward even for the awkward tiles area. I suppose here is okay. Yeah, this is going to be junk tiles as well. Once this railway is closed off, I can start filling this in. Again, don't want to attach this to this area, even though it's would be a lot easier to complete if I did, which is unfortunate. Oh, 4 tiles. That perfectly fits that, which is good. There we go. We have our little ring of... Unfortunately, this one doesn't have a train on. This one of these was a quest. As I say, this was the first tile I placed in the whole game. So this was the first rail quest I got, so it was only for like 5 tiles. So it has a train on it, which is nice. This one does not have a train on it. I have these 2 little railway loops. Too awkward for the awkward. I mean, that definitely describes me, Ophelia. Definitely describes me. We're not, Ophelia. There's a lot of awkward people around, and we are two of them. And much like these dwarf tiles, there is a place for us. Somewhere there's a place that we fit in. And our neighbours surround us perfectly and we get points. I don't know where that place is. This won't actually go on any of these spots because it needs a space. So this will be over here. Need to start closing this off. And yeah, this is a forest quest now. So this is an imperfect placement, so I'm going to undo it. But just to show you, here we are. So this quest is actually, the size of the quest is determined on the turn when you place the tile. So although this tile has been here all this time, the game doesn't know what size quest it is yet. And when you connect it, it makes it the size of quest that a quest would be on that turn. So it's very convenient if you have a quest tile, then you see that it will come, well, okay. It depends on whether you've connected it or not, but yeah, it will be the same size quest, so this would have been a 701. I mean, it's smaller if I connect it to the forest, but it would be a 701 not connected to the forest. So this is a 701 not connected to the forest as well. So I'm going to close this off, collect these flags, start a new forest quest here. That is my plan. Ophelia says, trying hard to close your forest area. Yes, definitely, but it will take a while. Maybe you do need to play a bit off stream. I mean, one thing you can do, Ophelia, is have two saves. One you play off stream, one you play on stream. If you feel the need to satisfy that dwarf urge off stream whilst not breaking continuity. But I don't think anybody who watches your stream particularly cares if you start a new stream and your save is a little further on than where it was. But yeah, so not another classic mode, but like, yeah, you could play hard mode off stream, you could do the monthly challenges off stream. But yeah, I think we're about coming up to stream ending time. This is awkward. I have a rail bend piece with trees on, but the trees are not where I need the trees to be. So they'll need to go over here. Everywhere I place this tile is currently awkward. I'll go there, get that piece at some point. But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream there. 2.5 hours is enough for Friday night dwarfing. Thank you all for watching. It's very much appreciated. Thank you particularly to Ophelia for the raid. Congratulations again on reaching affiliate and on just generally being a nice person. Thank you, Dustin, for redeeming the shark. Thank you, Luke, with your German dwarf knowledge, for being here. I'm going to find somebody to raid now. If anybody has a suggestion for a raid target, do let me know. Let me see if anyone else is doing dwarf. There is actually someone else doing dwarf. English or German. And they've only got 2 viewers. Yeah, well, I don't know this person, but I like to spread the love around between dwarf streams. So I'm going to raid VT_Neen, who's currently streaming dwarf. Let me just check they're not imminently going to end their stream. Apologies for the extra music there for a moment. Go. Thank you again. I will be back tomorrow with Scrabble at my usual time, 4 PM Eastern. And for those of you in Europe, that is currently an hour earlier because of daylight saving, so it will be 7 PM. 8 PM UK time, 9 PM European time. I will also be back the same time next week with more dwarf. But until then, have a good evening and bye for now.